updated build to our Mows. This one is the update to Atomic Mows. Now, if you've seen the skill trees before, you don't really need to review them in this video if you saw the previous one. However, if you have not seen it, we'll go over the skills. There is a lot of gear changes, however, so stick around for that, and I'll show you some of the new gameplay interactions. So we're starting off with the red tree with armored infantry. You get damage reduction and gun damage whenever your shields are active. With the new shield that we're using, this is going to be procced constantly. It was procced constantly before, but even more so now. Vlad of Ingenuity. Your maximum shield and recharge rate are increased, and you get a resistance to shock damage. Drowning in Brass, you get gun damage whenever you get a kill steal. And your fire rate is reduced. This is actually going to be super helpful with one of our new snipers. We have experimental munitions. Whenever you or Mows scores a crit, they get bonus fire damage, and by Mows I mean Iron Bear. Behind the Iron Curtain, you don't need any points into here really, but it's shield recharge rate and delay. It moves down the tree. If you don't want to put any points here, you can put them into thin red line, because you will get bonus shields. However, shields are already so crazy, it's not really monumental as a difference. And then we have Desperate Measures as up to 100% gun damage because we have 1 HP constantly. We have 6 out of 3 because we have a couple points from our class mod. And one of the most OP skills that we've talked about previously, Phalanx Doctrine. After killing an enemy, you get a stack of it. For every stack, you get max shield and gun damage. There's unlimited stacks, and you get a stack lasting for 30 seconds. We have 2 points into here extra because of our class mod as well. Into the green tree. Not too much green tree, but we have Cloud of Lead. Every 4th shot will be you not consuming ammo, and you'll do bonus fire damage. Stoke the Embers, you do bonus fire damage. Redistribution, every time you get a crit, you regen ammo and HP. Scrappy, we have 3 points into here. Whenever you're moving, you get more weapon damage. Everything else doesn't really matter too much. Purple Tree, we're not doing anything in the Purple Tree. This is just an update, not really a skill tree swap. We have 5 into Fire in the Sky Exam. Whenever you do bonus splash, you get bonus fire. Grizzled, 2 points in here so that we can get some cooldown time on Iron Bear. The only reason why I put 2 points here is so I can move down the tree for 1. And also so I can proc Action Steal and Annoyance in case I'm facing something that's immune to my elements. Throw Cross Promo for splash damage to double in size, and you get bonus splash damage. Means of Destruction, whenever you do splash damage, you get a chance to add ammo and a % to get grenades. Pull the Holy Pin, you have a chance to score a crit. It deals greatly increased damage. That doesn't matter. Sources of crits do not affect grenade crits. But this is going to be super nice so that we can keep our healing up. Auto Bear. Auto Bear is going to be whenever Iron Bear is down, we have our Auto Bear just there to stand and tank. We're going to be entering and exiting Iron Bear. This is as a get out of combat free card, and also so that we can have our proccing of Action Skill and Annoyance. Vampire, we heal off of our grenade throw because we're using a cloning mounting tracker on the build. To the last in Fight for Our Life, if we throw a grenade, we can throw a grenade and Fight for Our Life. This is going to be nice so that we can keep some Guardian perks up while we're in Fight for Our Life. Short Fuse, whenever you do gun damage, there's a chance for a secondary explosion centered on the target. Now, I'm using target softening with Vanquisher rocket pods because I don't really use Iron Bear that much, and this is going to be just for debuffing enemies. I don't really use Iron Bear that much on this build, so if you're looking for a Mows only build, this is the one for you. Now just a little bit of an update to our gear that we were talking about earlier. I am using a Boogeyman. It is a URAD one. This one's Radiation. I have a few different ones as well that is added to the build. There is the ×2 Corrosion Boogeyman. Now this one you might have a few problems with because of the ammo cost for it. There's not a lot of skills that will keep your ammo up. As long as you're constantly hitting crits, you'll be fine. However, if you're ever in danger and you're using the ×2, you can throw a grenade to cancel your reload, and then you'll have enough ammo to continuously fire because you're going to be getting some ammo regen off of that. It just delays it a little bit more. There is another skill in the red tree that also delays fire rate, which is Drowning in Brass. Whenever you kill an enemy, you get the stack of Drowning Brass, so that'll help out a little bit as well. And there's also a ×1 corrosive URAD boogeyman, just in case the ×2 is a little bit too much. On top of that, we have the plasma coil. It is URAD. This one has radiation and shock, because it's always guarantees to roll in radiation and shock. And this is a, I believe this is a max damage one, 42,000, and the dot is also max, over 106,000. Oh no, the dot I've actually seen 111,000. I'm wrong on the dot. The damage, however, I believe this one's max. I haven't seen anything higher than this. And we have our back burner and our light show from previously. We have a ×4 shock URAD and a Iron Bear splash back burner for corrosion. Now I'm also throwing in the madcap on this build as well. Previously I was using an old god with shock, just so that I can face things that are immune to elements. But this time we're using a madcap. Now this one rolled over 100,000 shield. It also rolled with capacity and turtle, which pushed us over the capacity. It lowers HP with turtle. That doesn't matter. We're at 1 HP, and we get 40% capacity on top of that. Capacity will give us an additional 25%. Our fight for our lifetime is reduced by 50%, but we should never be in fight for our life at all. And whenever we're damaged, we have a 15% chance to drop a health charge, which restores 15% max health. Now, because we're using a bloodletter, that healing charge is actually going to heal our shield instead, along with all of our other regenerating of shield things. You know, things like Vampire, for example, with our Cloning Maddening Tracker to heal us off of that. Redistribution's another one. We should never be going down to fight for our life. With Phalanx Doctrine, with the amount of enemies and mobs that are there, you can probably get your shield from around 200,000 to probably around 400,000 or 500,000 shield. So HP is not needed at all, and fight for a life is not really a concern. So this bloodletter is transferring over from last time. It is splash damage, weapon damage, heavy weapon damage. Atom Bomb Deathless, this thing is ridiculous. Mag size, area of effect damage, radiation damage. That's going into our splash damage, radiation damage, and so that we can have an additional magazine. And our Cloning Maddening Tracker, whenever we throw it, we get 25% extra damage, and it also allows us to proc our Vampire so that we can heal. Also pull the Holy Pin so that those can crit, things like that. Alright, so let's get into our mobbing a little bit. It's not going to change too much. However, our Boogeyman's just going to allow for absolute carnage. My only recommendation is staying back a little bit, because those radiation explosions will hurt. And look at that, we're already at 335,000 shield. These stacks are going to last a very long time with Phalanx Doctrine, because we have 30 seconds to either keep them up or get even more stacks. Now I'm using the radiation sniper here, the radiation boogeyman, and as you can see, my ammo count, it is not decreasing at all. That entire mob got my shields all the way up to 540,000 shield just for that one little area there. One little area of mobs. Now if you take this for example in the Guardian takedown with all those Guardians on the shield, on the crystal phase, you can probably get these shields to probably around 700,000-800,000 if you wanted to. This isn't even a perfect rolled madcap either. Apparently it can roll in triple turtle, which would be crazy because it would be 40% shield, 40% shield, and 40% shield all on top of each other. I don't know if it actually can roll in triple turtle, but it can roll in 3 shield parts, so I don't see why it couldn't. However, I've never seen one yet though. Yeah, with all of our regen from the Boogeyman special ability and our skills on top of that, we don't really have a worry or concern to reload this. We got our shields up to about 540,000 again because of Phalanx Doctrine. Now I am running Mayhem 10 just for Speed Demon. I honestly can't get up, I can't give up Speed Demon at all. I don't know what it is. it can help Scrappy as well. But Scrappy will proc so long as you're doing any sort of movement. It's not necessarily how fast you're moving like Zane would. As long as you're doing any sort of movement, Scrappy will be able to proc for you. Now I'm going to swap over to the Corrosion Boogeyman, the ×2, just to show how different the playstyle is a little bit. I'm gonna go mob the Ratch here, just to show you a little bit of a different gameplay, because you actually do have to be a little concerned on ammo count here. Previously we were just spraying and holding down, but that can actually get us into the into a zone of needing to reload. So my recommendation is to burst, not just to hold down the trigger like a ×1 would. If you ever get to a point where you have to reload, what you can do, and I'll show the interaction here, is when you go for the reload, you can throw a nade and it cancels the reload and you get the ammo regen coming back for you. So we'll shoot, throw a nade, reload, throw a nade, it cancels it. Your nades are going to be nice for reload canceling, just so you can get some more ammo back, just so you can continue mobbing. Reload, and we cancel. Alright, so just like we do every single time, it seems to be tradition at this point, I'm going to go meet you guys over at Trant. I'm going to go play around with Trant a little bit, see if we can't hold down the Trigger Boogeyman, or use some plasma coils just to fool around on him. I'll meet you guys at Trant and we'll play around with some bossing. Alright, and here we are at Trant. Let's go ahead and fool around with Trant a little bit. I'm actually going to use the plasma coil on this one just to show you guys what it does. The plasma coil is probably the most overpowered SMG in the game right now. It basically takes a combination of a flipper and a light show, and it throws it into one, and it rolls in radiation, which is pretty much the primary source of our damage. This thing is so ridiculous that if you use it on mobs, you can one-shot the mobs. You can one-shot the mob before the dot damage that we saw and talked about earlier, the 106,000. You can apply that before, or you kill the enemy before it even applies the dot. That's how fast it kills the enemy. It's probably one of the best SMGs in the game right now, and I'll show you what I mean against a random mob here. It runs over Trant pretty easily. Now the plasma coil is kind of weird. It shoots in a 16-round burst rather than having any sort of full auto capabilities. Look at that. Dead. Dead. No dot. It just kills him. Dead. No dot. The dot applied to this guy back here, and he wasn't even close by. That's the plasma coil in a nutshell. It's just that good. Oh yeah, radiation did way better. Radiation did way better. And we didn't get anything off of that. Snowdrift static charge, that's actually not that bad. Alrighty guys, I think that's gonna do and call it for this build here. This is Atomic Mose. Thank you all so much for watching and seeing the updated version of our Atomic Mose. I'll see you guys in the next build, the next video. My name is B Flat, and I'm signing on out of here. Take care all. Laters.